This is how I painted Darth Vader. Started out with this awesome sketch, just pencil on canvas, nothing fancy, just trying to get everything where I want it to be. I actually started out with this sketch to begin with as a reference. It's always good to have a plan when you're starting a painting. If you just go in without much of a plan, there's a lot of opportunities to make mistakes with proportions or details that you might regret painting later. So I always like to start out with a good reference to get things moving. It's just especially easy to do sketches like on an iPad or something where you can make a lot of quick adjustments and you can make a lot of quick changes. But if you don't have an iPad and you just want to use pencil and paper, I do that a lot as well. So you can just take your pencil and paper, get your sketch done, and then use that as your base for your painting as well. What you see me doing here is actually scrubbing away some of that acrylic paint. And this is one of the reasons why I like using acrylic paints as my underpainting so much, is because you can get these thin layers of acrylic paint on there and then scrub away where some of the highlights are going to be, and it just really helps you get the painting moving. Because you see me going in here with even thicker acrylic paint on top of those layers, and now I can actually start planning out where the colors are going to be, and I can start planning where these bright vibrant reds are going to go. This is probably one of the most satisfying parts of painting a lightsaber, is peeling away the tape, and look how good that looks. Love it. It's just like magic. You just got to have that bright white in the middle and then have the really oversaturated red right next to it fading into a darker red and eventually into that black along the edge. Just makes the lightsaber look super glowy and bright. I absolutely love painting lightsabers. It's so much fun. At this point, I'm still using acrylics. I'm just going in and kind of blocking in where the really dark areas are going to be. I'm just kind of cleaning up those shapes. I'm adding some blue up here to have some refracted light from maybe something like a gray sky up in the background. And at this point, this is where I actually switched to oil paints. So now I have my entire painting pretty much blocked in with acrylics. And these oil paints, you can see they're much more vibrant. They're much richer. They're a lot more oversaturated. I can get those highlights in and the shadows in just a lot stronger than you can with the acrylics. And so I'm just going in and adding as many details as I can. I'm bringing out this rim light on the mask out front and making that background kind of glow. I also wanted to add like sparks flying around him. Maybe he's on Mustafar or something and he has sparks kind of flowing around him. Here I'm also working on his chest piece. He's got all this like circuit board and gadgets and buttons going on, so I used the oils to make those buttons really bright, and then adding the red as the main highlight. I'm trying not to use white except for right where the lightsaber is, and then like a little bit on top of the helmet. Using that just really bright oversaturated red as the main highlight will bring out a lot of the richness of the painting. And then I add white just barely in a few places just to really bring out the brightness, make it look like the lightsaber is reflecting off of his mask. I also wanted to make his helmet look a bit dirty, maybe a bit scuffed up, like he's been in a battle on Mustafar or something. And so I'm adding these black shadows in the helmet along with a really bright highlight next to them. It makes the helmet look a lot more glossy and like it's been scuffed up or has like liquid condensating on it. I don't know. Also wanted to make the lightsaber more blend in with the background and have these sparks kind of flying through, leaving a cloud trail of dust behind them. Still working on the background, trying to get the darks in there and adding those final bits of highlight on the front of the mask where the lightsaber's light would be reflecting off of it. Having the darks right next to the lights again is how you get those really bright highlights to actually look like they're glowing, like they're bright. You have to have the dark right next to the light with a little bit of like oversaturated red in between. That's how I did a lot of that. So here's a few more sparks and ash kind of flowing around him. And here's the signature on the painting and the finished piece. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it all the way through the video, thanks for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed this piece and you want to stick around and see a few more.